everybody, it's Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man. If you want to have a priceless experience, then you'll stay tuned to Mega Powers Radio. And remember, everybody's got a price for the $1 Million Man.
Shut up.
What's shaking, Mega Maniacs? It's Monday, March 2nd, and we just finished watching this week's edition of Monday Night Raw, and it's time for us to gather like we do every week here on MegaPowersRadio.com for the MPR Raw Post Show, the most interactive post-Raw experience available, where we want to hear what every single one of you out there thought about tonight's show, or whatever the heck else is on your mind. Hell, why not? It's pretty freeform on here. Give us a call at any time. We're going to be opening up the phone lines around 11:30 for you people using the phone-in lines. If you want to get yourself in line for that, area code 760-512-7247 is the number to dial. We already got a few cool people in there waiting patiently. Like I said, around 11:30, we'll open that up. In the meantime, we already got the chat room opened up for people to be hanging out in. Shout outs to the folks who showed up early this week. Let's see, we got Chaotic, Silent Wind of Doom, Wazili, Ferris419. I thought I saw someone else in there. We got a bunch of guests. Hey, guests! If you haven't heard me say this before, register yourselves at blogtalkradio.com. Get yourself involved with the chat room so there's two conversations going on at once. Don't just sit there being a perv. Listen to us.
We don't take kindly to people like you around here.
And in the meantime, here in the show, we're going to get the conversation started with us panelists. And to introduce who we are, my name is Mike Paden, station director here at Mega Powers Radio. Passing around things here, I got Mr. Steven Wago, the host of Unanimous Decision MMA, Addicted to Anime, Wago Rants, lots of other stuff he keeps himself involved with. Wago, what's on your mind, man? What'd you think about that Rousey fight this weekend, eh?
I'll tell you fucking what, that Rousey fight weren't half good, weren't it? Fucking hell, 14 seconds on, but I knew she'd do it.
Indeed. Okay. And also with us is Mr. Tony Mango, the lead man of Fanboys Anonymous, SmarkoutMoment.com, the main host of the Smack Talk podcast, and a very busy dude. What's shaking, Tony? What'd you think about that Rousey fight?
Dude, the 15th second of it was amazing.
Yeah. 13th, though, is kind of meh. Really.
Yeah, you know, it started to hit its peak at second number 14, but everything after that, though, after that 15 seconds, downhill.
No, legit, there's this awesome part. It's probably around like second 7 or 8, to be serious, where they like where they both like flip over and like she ends up in like a pile driver type position. That was badass.
That actually was like one of the most entertaining things I've ever seen from UFC.
Mm-hmm.
You see,
Granted, I haven't.
I love how you just said, man, fucking, I wouldn't want to watch something that was 14 seconds. Like,
No. I didn't say I'd want to watch it. I said I wouldn't want to pay for it.
You don't pay for things that you like, so what's the difference?
Well, that still means that I wouldn't want to pay for it. Why would I want to pay for something like 14 seconds if I don't pay for things that are longer?
It's the Mike Tyson effect. Mike Tyson, everyone knew was going to just like knock the guy out in a few seconds, but they still paid to watch because it's awesome.
Hey, men all over the country pay for 14 seconds with a hooker, so... Yeah, we've already sunk to that low here.
Are we comparing Ronda Rousey to a hooker now?
I do not have enough money that I could probably afford someone like her. She is gorgeous.
Plus, if she gets a wind of this, she's gonna kick her ass.
She could. Yes, she could.
Hey, be careful. Oh, no, actually, he'll be fine. He doesn't go to, like, Shakara shows. She actually goes to those.
She's got that, like, Leonardo DiCaprio effect, if you know what I'm saying.
Sad part as I do.
Oh, by God has made it. Hey, by God, how you doing? Thanks for joining us tonight. You know, I gotta say, for being on the road to WrestleMania, I don't feel like there's a tons of things to talk about in the about the show tonight, and I feel bad because it was Wazili says here, I didn't watch the show, so I'm hoping for a decent recap. How many?
Listen to our show.
Just your first week here, Wazili?
The first time he fucking introduces me to the show, and I'm doing an impression of Sean that sounds nothing like Sean. Wade Barrett combined with Sean, and it's still not right.
Still not right.
Still not fucking right.
We'll try to talk about it as much as we can, but let me ask you guys, I guess at least trying to stick to it, what's the number one thing you took away from the show tonight, Tony?
I don't know if there's like a number one thing. There was a couple of things that I actually thought were on the ball. Not too many that I really was against. I don't actually have like a bad and an ugly for notes this week. A lot of good promos from people. The worst probably being Bray Wyatt. Some really fun things that they were able to do, and man, one of them that has to stand out to me though is Paul Heyman. He is just selling this feud so much.
So masterful at his craft too, where he was just so collected and so natural dealing with all those technical difficulties and just still keeping the flow so on point.
My favorite part of that was, pretty much, hey, Lillian, fuck you.
I don't know. It was pretty brutal when he said, yeah, I didn't mention Andre because he's dead stupid. That was rough.
Yeah, he was in rare form tonight. I gotta say, even for Paul Heyman. I mean, he's a guy who was always there, but he was really, really on his game tonight.
Well,
Maybe
probably realized that
just
no one was
riled up.
buying it.
Like maybe the whole Lesnar thing got him riled up.
You know, he kind of teased something about that too, about addressing the rumors with Brock Lesnar. What's the deal with this, guys? Let's talk about this for a minute. Was Brock Lesnar there last week? Is there beef? And is there going to be a problem with him at WrestleMania?
What thickens this story up is on the very same week he shows up at a UFC pay-per-view. And Dana White's response was, he just happened to be in town. So, I'm starting to think that something did go down, and that's why he made the appearance on the UFC as a fuck you to Vince.
Yeah, it's starting to look like that. Kind of like, well, you know what? If you're going to be an asshole, then I'm going to be an asshole to you, kind of a thing.
Was Lesnar actually on camera?
Yep, he was on camera. There's during the preliminary fights, Tony Ferguson, a guy he coached on The Ultimate Fighter, was coming out to the octagon, and he stopped him midway, gave him a hug, and was all smiling and happy. It's actually weird seeing Lesnar in like a normal environment where he's not screaming,
especially in his used car salesman suit.
Oh man, he looked awesome in that suit.
I haven't seen that, but I've been hearing a lot about it.
I mean, I'm not going to say anything bad because you want to talk about people who kick my ass if they hear this, but I wouldn't wear that suit. That's all I'll say. I mean, he still looked like a badass in it, but I wouldn't. Oh, Tony, what's the one thing you took away from Raw tonight?
Yeah, so that's me.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
I went through the whole big thing about how I don't think I have a number one thing.
Oh, okay, well, Wago then.
Yeah, as far as the number one thing, I'm kind of in the same boat as Tony. Nothing really stuck out tonight. Gave Divas a chance. Apparently they can't do clotheslines properly during that chance.
You can't pronounce it either.
Yeah, I was just going to throw that out there. Gonna give you a chance to redo this.
I don't need to say it properly.
I don't need to
read. I'm stoned.
If there's one thing about Steven Wago that we know, it's that he doesn't need to re.
Like halfway through, this is actually a good summary of the show tonight. I got stoned halfway through it because I couldn't stand watching it anymore. It's fucking boring. Yeah.
Oh man. If I had to pick one thing that I thought was pretty cool tonight, I would say it was the interaction with Jon Stewart. I've actually been following that from the touts or whatever it was that they were putting out there, and then Seth Rollins actually made an appearance at the end of the Daily Show. I thought that was a neat little thing they did. I'm digging this. You know, it's nothing serious. It's just something fun to do with a celebrity. Jon Stewart's a cool guy to bring in, and I dig it. And I like when Jon Stewart came out and he starts mentioning wrestling legends. He didn't go to the typical ones people always expect you to go to. He said Bruno Sammartino and Gorilla Monsoon. How often do people mention Gorilla Monsoon? Very underappreciated.
Yeah, they very, very rarely bring him up. And if they do, it tends to be because they're talking about Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Mm-hmm.
But kudos for him to bring that out, though, because not to say that, the other people like I mentioned all the time aren't worthy of it, but as much as I'm a fan of Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, a lot of these people, it does get a little tiresome to keep hearing the same 10 names, especially when it comes to Michael Cole run down the greatest intercontinental champions of all time, or the greatest, worst of all, is the greatest United States champions of all time. And it'll be
Harley
like
Race, Dusty Rhodes, Ric
Bret
Flair.
Hart, Stone Cold Steve Austin. And then you're like, really? Like all these people, and you just want to mention a couple of the guys that were in WWF at the time and stuff. But yeah, Gorilla was great. So cool for him to mention that.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. Yeah, and Wazili's like, I guess we should clue him in for the people who didn't watch it. There was a daily show hosted by Seth Rollins. They actually set up this little desk in the ring with a screen in the corner, and he didn't actually talk about any news. He basically just ran down Jon Stewart the whole time, and eventually Jon Stewart came out to defend himself. Actually got a few good cheap shots in on Seth Rollins, and then J&J Security cornered him in the thing, and then I think Randy Orton came out to save him. Jon Stewart low blows Seth Rollins and then hightails himself out of there.
About as much as you would expect.
Yeah. One other note that I had from that I thought was really good was Joey Mercury does an excellent forced laugh. Oh, Seth. Oh, you're so funny.
Better than Cesaro.
How was that one? Was that a voice? Okay. Gosh, I don't even know what else we had on here. We did have some interesting Divas segments. We had Axel Mania make a big appearance tonight. We had
Alexa Blaze. Alexa Alun.
Alundra Blaze? Alexa
Bliss.
There we
go.
Yeah, I heard that she does a really good re.
Wago wouldn't know anything about that. Couldn't judge a re if his life depended on it. Someone in the chat room had also mentioned what was going on with the Intercontinental title tonight, which was pretty cool with it bouncing back and forth with people. So I shouldn't say that nothing happened on Raw tonight. I just got to say it doesn't feel like we're closing in on WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. And that's the biggest problem that I have with Raw right now is it feels very underwhelming. Is Fastlane to blame for this, or is this a more overarching problem, or why does it just not feel like the steam is flowing right now?
I think Fastlane's a huge factor in that. We've got a couple of matches that are happening that happened already at Fastlane, which just kills it. I mean, there's almost no situations where the build going into a second match is bigger than the build going into the first match. Unless it's something that really amps it up, you introduce some kind of a weird stipulation to it, or
if there's been time.
Yeah, it's been, years since it happened or something like that. The first thing that I can think of that had a huge build to it, Undertaker and Shawn Michaels, that match ended up being amazing. Next time around, they need to figure out another way to do it. So they introduced the retirement angle. And then people are really interested. Although most people were just like, I guess Shawn loses. But, you do a thing like Rusev and John Cena at Fastlane, it's going to hurt the match going into WrestleMania. You do a match with the Intercontinental title at Fastlane and you include the same kind of people, and then you just start throwing random people in there too, it's going to take a little while before it gets any steam. If it ends up getting it at all before WrestleMania, they could end up just having a lame duck WrestleMania.
Oh boy. My God. In the chat room saying it doesn't feel like Mania season because you don't have a super over babyface to root for. Wago, do you think there's some truth to that?
Yeah, I was going to say the biggest issue with the build to WrestleMania right now is we've got an actual fantastic undercard, but the main event scene stinks right now. That's what sells the pay-per-view, like it or not. And this undercard is probably going to go underappreciated. There's a lot of good matches and a lot of good rivalries on there, but because we don't have a strong babyface or really a strong heel in the main event, it's probably the reason why I don't care.
You know what I think's really hurting this WrestleMania? They're clearly building it around what they do every year. I mean, this isn't something different, but they are taking about 4 matches and they're going, look, this is WrestleMania. We're going to throw everybody else in and somewhere else. That's why we've got the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. That's why we've got this pseudo Money in the Bank Intercontinental ladder match that's coming out. And those matches that they're building it around, we've got world title match where only one person shows up each week. We've got Triple H versus Sting, only Triple H is there each week. We've got Bray Wyatt talking about The Undertaker, who hasn't been seen in a year. That stuff can weigh on a show.
If it was just one of those, maybe it would be okay. But with that
Right.
many, and honestly, probably your 3 biggest marquee matches are all affected that way. That's horrible.
And then when your next biggest match is John Cena and Rusev, which we had already seen, and what Silent Wind of Doom points out in the chat, the segments are just, I want a rematch. No. Oh.
So before that, it was America.
Yeah, like they aren't really building up, a lot to get behind on the episodes of Raw. Like they have some solid foundation for some of these feuds. I mean, there's no reason why we shouldn't want to see Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar, or why we shouldn't want to see Sting and Triple H or whatever. But, it hurts it to not have a situation where you can't have, like, say, next week, The Undertaker talks about Bray Wyatt and there's no Bray Wyatt. Or maybe Sting says something ever in WWE. Like more than just like maybe a couple times he coughed when he got kicked in the gut or something. Yeah, it would help that a lot, and they don't seem to be willing to do that. Either they're going to try to like really ramp it up the week before WrestleMania and just make that a fucking kick-ass baller show, or they're phoning it in.
It's sad when the storyline that I'm most excited to see come to fruition is the Miz versus Damian Mizdow.
And that's just going to get lost in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, unfortunately.
I hope not. They deserve their own segment. I'd actually do a Miz TV on that show.
Speaking of getting lost in the shuffle, no Goldust and Cody Rhodes tonight.
Yeah, because they fucking stunk up the joint.
Huh.
I mean, like, not even a backstage segment.
Yeah,
Nothing.
Nothing at
Good.
all.
They blew their chance. Fuck them.
That's a good point.
I don't think it's their fault.
Yeah, the guys wrestling in the ring, but not their fault.
Well, if they're told, don't do this, don't do that, don't do that, you have to end it this way, then...
They were probably instructed to, like, really hold back.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't always blame the actor. Sometimes it is the director.
Nah, I think that's just a case of them sucking.
Well, we know neither of them suck. All right, we know Cody Rhodes is one of the best mid-card hands they have, and Goldust is one of the most reliable people they've had throughout the past decade. And arguably has been having some of the best matches of his career lately.
Honestly, it might just be a case of a tag team gelling, like not gelling well together when they face each other.
It could be. And especially with brothers. We've seen it happen before. Gosh, remember those stinkers the Hardys had?
To be fair, I've never really been a fan of Undertaker and Kane working with each other. It's cool for the build, but the actual matches have always sucked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's all story, that feud.
Trying to think about some other... Well, Brett and Owen had good chemistry.
Yes, they did. But they probably wrestled together all the time growing up.
Who else is out there? Have the Usos ever had a match together? I don't remember that.
Maybe like some kind of passing thing, but I don't think so. No.
There's only one team. There's only one team in the company right now that I think could have a kick-ass match with each other, and that's Cesaro and Kid.
How about that when Demolition faced off against each other in the Royal Rumble? That was a great match. punch, kick, punch, chop, punch, punch,
Axe,
punch,
smash.
Just on a Demolition note, where the fuck's the Ascension?
Who?
Yeah.
Wow, they weren't here tonight either.
Yeah, like it was like Darren Young, stop complaining about us hating gays. All right, we fucked the Ascension. Let's not put both of them on TV.
Oh, that's right. They wrestled on Superstars.
All right, they're going places.
Players.
You know who was on TV? R-Truth. Yeah, that guy with the big bright future. Let's book that guy.
I do like how, despite how almost everybody is just stealing the Intercontinental title, they've had R-Truth steal it the most. Like, that just seems a little bit racist.
Wait, has he? I would think Dean Ambrose has.
They might be like close to even, but I think R-Truth might have like one up on him.
You see, we don't need the hardcore title. Just do this like for the rest of the time the IC belts around. I'd be okay with it.
Just have R-Truth steal it from everybody?
Yeah, it'd be fucking great. It could be like the Crash Holly of the IC division.
The fuck?
Yeah, what? Somebody's just randomly playing Mega Man?
Is that what you like imagine R-Truth running around to? When
That's the theme song of him stealing? He's going to steal the Intercontinental title. He's going to steal Electman's powers.
Goodness. All right. I think it's about time we start opening up the phone lines and see what everyone out there has got to think. Remember, this is the most interactive post-Raw experience available, the Raw Post Show on megapowersradio.com. We want to hear what all you out there got to say. Please dial in using your phones, area code 760-512-7247, or you could use Skype by pressing the Skype icon at the top of the broadcast page on Blog Talk Radio. Already got a few people in there, so please be patient as we get through each person. We want to give a good amount of time to each person. In the meantime, the chat room is already open and lots of cool folks hanging out in there talking about Repo Man.
We established that the R in R-Truth stands for Repo.
Repo Truth.
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right, well, we're going to bring on our first caller this week from the 412. You know who he is, Mr. JD from Pittsburgh. JD, you there? I don't know if it's working. About Blog Talk. All right, I think we got you now. JD?
Mike.
There you are. I don't know what happened.
Yeah,
I got
Mike.
a little screwy there. What's up, JD?
Not much. Just got off the phone with a friend of mine who was at Raw, New Jersey tonight, believe it or not, and he was at the show, believe it or not. I'll be at the show next week when Wiz Khalifa comes to my hometown, though.
Lucky you, getting Wiz Khalifa. I actually saw that when they announced it. I was like, I knew March 9th sounded like a familiar date. I was like, oh, that's the Pittsburgh show. Lucky you.
Yeah,
it's my home.
It's
so
his
funny.
home.
Also, I don't know if you guys heard or not. But March 23rd, they already announced her for the LA show. However, the week before Mania, Snoop Dogg and Bill Simmons from ESPN are the guest hosts that night. They're not announcing it yet, but I read this afternoon, however, that they're going to be brought in to host Raw the week before WrestleMania in LA.
My home.
His home. Well, that's interesting. Keep the celebrity factor. If they're not going to put celebrities at WrestleMania, I guess we'll just have them on Raw instead.
Well, they might have one celebrity at WrestleMania. Apparently, this whole Jon Stewart, Randy Orton, Seth Rollins thing is heating up more and more by the day, however, and it's going to get interesting because I would not be surprised if Rollins and his little bitch boy goons, however, would show up Sunday night, however, at the comedy show that they're doing in New York, however, and Stewart's already been advertised for that show, so you know something's going to happen, maybe, possibly this Sunday or later this, sometime in the next few days on the Daily Show, because I know Stewart's going to brag about this on his show, and you know they're in D.C. tomorrow night, so I'm sure he's going to have a good laugh at this in the next couple of days, but don't be surprised if Rollins and his goons show up on Sunday before they come to Pittsburgh next Monday. It should be interesting.
I mean, wishful thinking. I think that's pretty much the end of it. It was just this one thing they did on Raw. And yeah, he'll probably gloat about it, but I'd be shocked if we see Jon Stewart at WrestleMania as anything more than just a guy in the audience.
Yeah, but you never know. I mean, it's in California. I mean,
he is a big wrestling fan, which would be great.
He is a big wrestling fan, but speaking of wrestling, I mean, tonight's show, not bad. Pretty good show this week. However, I thought they put on a good effort in Newark. The crowd was good. The main event was decent. I mean, the only thing I was just confused about was when Randy Orton cost Roman that match, but I did like when Roman speared Rollins right out of the air and almost broke his ribs in half. I mean, that was like an edge-type high-flying. If you saw how high it was, he just full force got him right in the ribs and knocked the wind right out of Rollins' lungs on that. That was a wicked-ass spear. But, yeah, tonight was a good show tonight. I mean, the Triple H promo with Booker I thought was okay. I mean, it wasn't bad. I mean, it was all right. I did think it was kind of bullshit, however, at one point when Triple H fired Booker, and then he says, oh, well, never mind, I won't ever hire you back, Howard. I mean, what the F was up with that crap? And then, of course, you have to have Stephanie, the floozy, however, say, who are you to dictate John Cena? And say, oh, you're running down Andre the Giant. You know what? Shut the hell up, Stephanie. Why don't you just have Rusev and Lana kiss your ass, just like everyone else in the authority kisses your butt, basically, along with your husbands. I mean, you're saying, oh, you're downplaying Andre the Giant's legacy. No, I don't think it was. And then this whole Axel Mania Really?
Oh, no.
Really? To quote The Miz, I mean, the guy is an ass clown. I'm sorry. He is an ass clown. He's wasted in this gimmick, and then he flips off the show, thinks he's Hulk Hogan? I mean, come on. Give me a freaking break. I mean, talking about Rusev and Lana, they're going to get their asses kicked at WrestleMania, I hope, by Cena, and Cena takes the U.S. title. Because, I mean, every week it seems like Rusev and Lana are a bunch of pussies ducking Cena because they're off kissing the authorities' ass and doing their own thing, however, by themselves, however, downplaying America, Vladimir Putin. It's like, shut up. But all in all, it was a good show tonight. It's going to be even better, I hope, next week. However, I do like this whole IC title thing, what they're doing. Like, it seems like everyone's having their own say about the IC title. It's like a hot potato thing. So, I mean, all in all, it was a good show tonight. We'll have to wait and see what the ratings are. But that's what I thought about tonight's show. So, high point, low point before we get into Ask JD anything. And we were also going to ask about movies, if you remember, from last week. So, we're going to have to get into that maybe if we have time. High point of the night, I would have to say, Rollins getting his nuts kicked by Stewart. That was great. I mean, that was absolutely great in a lot of ways. I mean, Rollins tried to threaten Stewart, and then Stewart decides, okay, you know you're going to threaten me? Here's a kick for you right in the nuts. Bang, down you go. And he sold it so perfectly. The worst point of the night, however, I would say is the Divas affair. It just continues to be a joke. I mean, I'm glad AJ's back and she's teaming up with Paige now. It looks like for WrestleMania, but AJ's in some hot water right now with management, and I don't know how they're going to book her now with her coming back. And the question is, how long are they going to keep her around for? You know, so that was my high point and low point of tonight.
Wow. Always enthusiastic call from Mr. JD from Pittsburgh. Let's do what he always loves, the SJD segment here. We take questions from you in the chat room as well as us from the panelists here. And I guess we'll start while we get
If you're listening, you ball sack, it's about time you showed your ball sack face, because you have been hiding in 2 weeks. Where have you been hiding the last 2 weeks? You've been hiding under Stephanie's stress, probably, no doubt. That's why you haven't had the guts to at least come on the show.
How would you describe him? Oh, he has a ball sack face. You know, a face like a ball sack.
That's even worse than a chewed gum face. It's a ball sack face.
All right, let's get to it.
All right, let's take. Actually, we do have some of the chat room here. We have from Ferris419. Ask JD, do you think kayfabe is dead?
At times it can be, but, you know, lately it hasn't been. It seems like, I mean, we've heard the last couple weeks about this whole Brock and Vince thing. We heard about the AJ Stephanie thing, Howard. It's legit. So I believe right now kayfabe is somewhat back alive somewhat for the last few weeks, the way things have been going on. I wouldn't say all kayfabe's it, but there's a few things right now in the company in WWE that doesn't seem kayfabe at all.
Silent Wind of Doom asks you, where do you get your T-shirts?
From your mom. You can tell them how she picked out the T-shirts from Kmart, how it was where you shopped, because you actually probably have a bunch of shirts that say "I'm a Jagoff" in every shirt. That's why you've been hiding the last weeks. Why haven't you shown up in the last
That's awful. That's awful.
So Wago, do you have anything for SJD?
Well, the chat was pointing out a few things.
What was the chair saying?
The question I have is this the fake JD?
No, this is the fake JD. We've established that it's the real JD.
Well.
So, there's your answer.
All right. Tony?
Does the R in R-Truth stand for repo?
The R&R Truth stands for basically Renob. I don't know why they're even giving him a chance to go after the IC title. I mean, right now they must be desperate to put him in this holding because his future has been looking so bleak, Howard. That's why he didn't want to fit in the New Day. That's why they're giving him this opportunity right now.
JD, if I could have, or if I should pick any sound effect to add to our soundboard, what should I get?
Let's see. Probably the horn from, I would say, The Price is Right.
Ooh, boom, 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 boom. That's actually a very good suggestion. I love that
exactly.
Sound. I can't believe I haven't thought of that before.
Now, I think last week, we also talked last week, I thought, if you remember, about movies.
I don't remember shit from last week.
We were going to discuss some movies.
Well, what movies?
I told you guys I had a lot of movies, however, and you were going to discuss. Like I said, I have a lot of wrestling movies. I mean, I got a lot from a good place that sells pretty good movies.
Wrestling movies?
And the next wrestling DVD I'm going to. No, what's that?
What do you mean wrestling movies? You mean like movies of wrestlers as like the stars of them, or like movies about wrestling?
Yeah, like Chris Benoit, Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, Dean Malenko, and Eddie Guerrero. The history of ECW, the history of WCW, Goldberg, Hogan, Brock Lesnar.
Oh, you
Rock.
mean like documentaries and stuff?
Yeah, they're not movies.
I was like, what movie was Dean Malenko in?
He was in. There's this one DVD I have actually. It's really good. It's of him and Eddie Guerrero. Believe it or not, the best in history of him and Eddie Guerrero at ECW together. It's really good actually.
Oh,
is that the one about the garage sale?
You can find it actually at RF Video. RF Video is one of the best places to go shopping. Yeah, that's what the Silent Wind of Doom sounds like right now because he doesn't have the guts to call in. And I'm surprised our buddy Jeff hasn't called in yet because if he was here, he would probably tell Silent Wind of Doom to piss off.
Oh, yeah, that's Silent Wind of Doom. You got both people coming after you now. I don't know. You want to pick like maybe like one DVD a week and you can highlight which one you think is super cool?
Yeah, we can do that. This week, however, I think the one we got to look at maybe would have to be the Monday Night War.
Oh, hell yeah. That's one of my favorite DVDs of all time.
Yeah, Backdoor to China's
it's
better.
Good. I mean, it's real good. I mean, like the history between WWE, WCW, and plus, you have a couple matches on there, Goldberg and Hogan from the Georgia Dome, and of course, talk about some of the other things that happened. Like Rick Rude, for instance, showed up on Nitro and Raw on the same night. I mean, Raw on a tape delay, Nitro live on the same night, 8 days after the whole incident with Bret Hart in Montreal.
And see. Everyone check out the Monday Night War DVD, not to be confused with the series that they had on WWE Network, which was also pretty good, but not quite as good as that original 2-hour DVD.
That's actually coming out this summer, and I'm looking for a good one coming out that I'm going to get probably next, however, is ECW Unreleased Volume 3. I already have the first 2 volumes. I'm in the ECW mark. What can I say?
Tonight's documentary that they're playing on the network, not to promote our competition, but they were promoting that they were going to have this documentary about the career of Booker T. What was it? Sentenced to Greatness, I believe it was called. Looked really good. I have to go back and check that out. Yes, it was
called that. That's what I believe it was called. Yes, that's correct. Yes.
They really should have gone with the whole getting booked thing.
God damn it.
You know what's so funny? He had his birthday actually yesterday, too.
It's funny.
He turned 51. It was Booker's birthday.
It's hilarious.
Yesterday. You can believe it. Which is pretty crazy.
All right, JD, we got a couple other callers we're going to get to here. We always appreciate you calling in, man, though. So you have a good night. I don't know if we'll get to talk to you next week, but you have a fantastic time at Raw with Wiz Khalifa and everything else that goes down there.
I'll try to, and I'll try to call you guys as I'm leaving the console, however, and give you my thoughts. But if not, I'll catch up with you the phone. But I'm definitely going to try to get on next week for sure after the show.
Excellent, man. Take care. Don't get too rowdy out there. John Cena sucks.
I won't. Thanks, guys. See ya.
My home.
Fucking
that was annoying as fuck with that promo. It's my home. AT phone home.
Wiz Key home. I don't know.
Who the fuck is Wiz Khalifa?
Yeah.
Like, I know he's a rapper, but it's like this guy just like came out of fucking nowhere as far as I'm concerned.
I'm not sure, but they should have never let John Cena rap with him.
Ding. All right, let's bring out our next caller. Have him from the 646 area code. If I recall right, is this oh well, of course it's gonna take like 5 minutes for it to start here too, so I'm gonna have to stall while I think it's Aisha, yeah. But for some reason Blog Talk Radio doesn't want to actually bring callers live until 10 seconds after I press the damn button for it too. There we go. Aisha, you there with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Woo! Welcome back to the show, Aisha. How you doing tonight?
Is this fake, Aisha?
Oh, I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Absolutely tremendous. You're already halfway into the show here. We have determined that it was an okay show, and it needs to, or rather that it's not quite WrestleMania level, so we're kind of just goofing off at this point. So what did you think of the show?
Yeah, I thought Raw was pretty good than last week. The main event. It was good. Nice to see Roman Reigns show people who can do a lot of stuff.
He killed people? That's a felony.
And I enjoyed Jon Stewart on the show. And WWE, it has, like, you know how WWE has their guests from the past, how they'd be all bad, and they're like, Jon Stewart, he actually knows it. I actually like him. Make him like a commentator or something, because he really knows his stuff.
He's a genuine wrestling fan. You can tell the difference when they bring in these celebrities if they're genuine wrestling fans or not. Like Oh gosh, who was that one hip hop guy they had? I remember he was backstage and he didn't know like anybody's name while he was there. He's like, I'm just here for catering.
Flo Rida?
Might have been Flo Rida, whoever it was. I remember I was so pissed off because it was such a wasted thing. But then you have someone on there like Ozzy Osbourne, or even like what's his name? Bob Barker, Hugh Jackman. What's his name? Seth Green.
Seth Green's the best host they've ever had.
You could tell like when people are genuinely into being there and want to be there, and or when they're just there to get a paycheck and to promote their book or their wine or whatever it is they're there to promote. Oh gosh, I just remember those two hags.
Like Kim Kardashian.
I'm pretty sure they did have Kim Kardashian there once. Am I wrong about that? Anybody? No.
I don't know. I don't follow them.
Okay, well, you follow Raw.
Kind of
do.
All right. Well, Aisha, what else do you like on the show tonight? I know you're talking about Jon Stewart a little bit. I definitely dug him being there. We had spoke with JD a little bit. Do you think that this is going to be something that continues, or was this just a one-night thing?
Yeah, I would actually like to see Jon Stewart WrestleMania. I think it can be like something interesting, but we're probably not going to get that because Rollins is going to be doing stuff with Orton. So, it's probably a one-time thing. Others, what I like about Raw, I like how AJ came back. Finally seeing them giving the Divas a chance, I guess. But it's nice to see her due to her.
What do you think, Fatal 4-Way for the Divas title?
I feel like they're doing a tag match. I think that's like one of the like rumors like going on that they're going to do a tag match at WrestleMania. I guess I can deal with that. We just give them time; it will be good. And let's see. I'll let you say this. I'm actually interested in the John Cena versus Rusev.
Oh, what'd they do to you?
He pressed me tonight.
Because John Cena was actually being serious tonight?
I just, I like Stephanie, so I like how she was John Cena's new album. Curtis after coming out with his Axelmania, which is, well, I'm not going to lie, I kind of enjoyed it a little bit, but thinking about it, it's like, oh, it's so stupid.
Yeah, it's all in his performance of it, how enthusiastic and how much he believes in it. So very, very big props to him on that. But yes, John Cena, we got to see a rare side of him where he actually dropped all of his cheesiness. He just got a scowl on his face. And it was such a perfect location because of how the crowd was tonight. The crowd was so anti-John Cena. From the moment his music hit, they were doing the John Cena sucks, one of my favorite chants. And it got to a point actually where they were cheering Curtis Axel fully and booing John Cena. John Cena became the heel in this segment. It was awesome. Yeah. So Aisha, what was your high point, low point for the show tonight?
I said high point, definitely Jon Stewart and Seth Rollins, and low point. Well, what happened? What else happened on the show?
That's a good
summary of this show entirely.
I don't remember.
There was really nothing particularly like bad. That's the thing. There was nothing particularly bad. There just wasn't anything particularly exceptional. Very meh show.
Yeah, I think everything was solid. I mean, the IC title picture was good. Cesaro and Kid, they used to look good. Damien, Mizdow, and Miz. I actually like that segment. Like, I'm like, Mizdow, like, oh, it's like do something. But I like, it's like in this picture, they're putting them in the Battle Royal, something like that.
That's what I'm assuming that they're going to end up in.
I mean, why can we not have a match together? Like, it makes sense. Like, they deserve to have a one-on-one match at WrestleMania.
I don't know. They could even just make something short. They could even be the pre-show match. That would have been fine. I don't know. I'm actually fine with them being in the Battle Royal because Mizdow is my pick for the Battle Royal, so I'm perfectly cool with him being in there. But all right, Isha, we got a few other callers. We want to get on there. We want to keep the ball moving here. So we always appreciate you calling in, hear what you got to say. You're always welcome to call back anytime. So you have a good night.
Yeah, you too, guys.
All right, we're going to take a short break here. We will be back after these short messages and a break.
Attention maggots, this is Sergeant Slaughter from WWE and G.I. Joe, the real American hero. You're listening to Mega Power Radio. Don't touch that dial. And that's an order.
We're back here on Mega Powers Radio for the Raw Post Show, the most interactive post-Raw experience available. Want to hear what all you out there got to say? Phone lines are still open. Dial in area code 760-512-7247. The chat room's going on talking about, I don't know, Ring of Honor? The hell are you talking about Ring of Honor for? This is a Raw show.
Talking about ninjas and wrestling now.
Oh, you mean like Steve Blackman? Steve Blackman was awesome.
You mean Glacier?
Yes.
It's about on the same level as Roman Reigns, I'd say.
Well, I don't know. Glacier was never in a WrestleMania main event.
It's about Steve Blackman.
Good old time, Cal. Always there when we need it.
Always. Well, hopefully he's going to be sitting by for this next one because we are going to break on another caller from the 540.
Snarf. Oh, Smack Talk's outro.
Jeff, you there?
Yes, sir, I am. How y'all doing?
Tremendous. How you doing tonight, dude?
Doing good. I'm doing good. The real JD was on your show, so I'm pretty glad that the fake JD wasn't there. And by the way, I agree with JD too. The Silent Wind of Doom is still on the hit list too. It's on my hit list.
Oh, you hear that, Silent Wind of Doom?
Drool on him?
The hit is still out. You better watch your back, Silent Wind of Doom, because they're coming for you, nigga. Oh.
I know. Hey! Whoa! All right. But let's get on to Monday Night Raw, all right?
I mean, this is the Raw post show. We talk about Raw, yeah. Start talking about
it.
Yep.
All right. How funny was it that Jon Stewart kicked Seth Rollins in the groin? I mean, Randy Orton's music hits. Randy Orton tries to defuse the situation, but then Stewart goes to the upright. He kicks Rollins. He shoots. He scores. What is your major malfunction, numbnut?
Bull.
Did I use that for a soundboard once?
I don't know. What soundboard?
I mean, the Full Metal Jacket last year.
Oh, you're such a ballsack face.
Yeah, but Jon Stewart, he showed us something tonight by boom, kicking Seth Rollins in the nod.
Yeah, the numbnuts.
But you want to talk about the Intercontinental title situation too? That's been eating me up too. I mean, R-Truth, Dolph Ziggler, Dean Ambrose, Daniel Bryan, and Luke Harper. They all have a common enemy, and that's Wade Barrett.
Yeah.
Sucks to be you, nerd.
What?
What? Hello?
I'm talking about the Intercontinental Championship now.
I can't hear you. What?
I'm talking about the Intercontinental Championship.
I can't hear you. This fucking cow keeps talking every time you're talking. What'd you say?
The Intercontinental Championship.
Oh, the Intercontinental Championship, boo. What about it?
I mean, Wade Barrett, Bad News Barrett, takes the Intercontinental title. In 1 minute, someone snatches it away from him.
Uh-huh.
They steal the belt, but Dolph Ziggler, R-Truth, Luke Harper, Daniel Bryan, and Dean Ambrose, they got a target come WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. They got to take the Intercontinental title. You got to beat Barrett first to become the Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah. Indeed. I don't know what the heck they're doing there.
But what about that promo with Triple H trying
What
to
about it?
fire Booker
Whoa,
T?
that promo, let me tell you. That promo.
That message, I think, was trying to get into the mind of Sting, you know?
Yeah,
Trying
I
to,
know what you're saying.
Triple H.
No, to me.
Yeah, there's animosity there, Mike. So
Yeah,
there
Mike.
is a lot of animosity between Sting and Triple H.
We're pretty butthurt about it.
Yeah, I'm butthurt about that too. But like I said, there's animosity between Sting and Triple H, and at WrestleMania, you are going to have a great match between these two. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be good, and I hope Sting beats Triple H. But at the same time, it's going to be a great match.
Oh, goodness. Jeff, your high point, low point for tonight's Raw.
Oh, you know the high point. I'm agreeing with JD and that other girl, too, Jon Stewart and Seth Rollins.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess the low point would have to be, I'm glad AJ's back, definitely, but I think they should have saved that match for a potential WrestleMania between Paige and Brie and Nikki Bella.
I agree, pig fucker.
Yeah.
And one more low point, Bray Wyatt setting that casket ablaze. I mean, surely the Undertaker has to come back before WrestleMania to answer Bray Wyatt's call, because if he doesn't, then the match will be signed. I would like to see Undertaker, have the voice over from beyond, like, Bray Wyatt, I'm not scared of you. I will face you at WrestleMania, and you will rest in peace. That's what I would like to see.
You would like to see the voice?
I mean, the Undertaker's voice from the PA system, not his face, the voice.
Right, his face. I get it.
Yes.
Okay. Well, Jeff, we're going to keep moving on things here. Always good to have you on the show, man. We'll definitely be looking for you next week. Remember, JD's going to be at Raw with Wiz Khalifa. Adios. Maybe he'll be performing with Wiz Khalifa, so keep your eyes out for that. Man, you could wait to get out of here.
Wish he never came.
Big fucker. Sucks to be you, nerd.
Oh, goodness.
He said I wouldn't call him, so I did. Fuck you.
Where do we even go from here? Jeez. I guess we go home. I'm tired. Fuck this shit. Unless the chat room gives us something good to talk about in the next 10 seconds, we'll keep the show going. But otherwise, I'm going to fucking bed. So chat room, pressure's on you. Give us something. See what you got.
Man, it's awesome when time cows and pig fuckers cross. We need more pigs and cows on the show.
No, I think we got enough pigs and cows. Cows and cows and cows and cows. We got cows. That's
one of the worst episodes of the All Talk show of the Monday Night Raw post show ever.
We've had much worse than this.
Really? This sounds pretty bad.
And because Emily's so young, she's never really seen the first season of South Park. I'm going back and watching them. They look old as fuck. Like the quality. Yeah, I didn't realize how bad the quality was back then.
Mm-hmm. It's dated. I mean, it was 1996. I mean, shit. That's a long ass time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Is she liking it?
Very much so.
Good. Happy to hear she's happy.
Kids that were born right when that came out, they're over 18 now.
Awesome.
It's crazy.
No, it's not. You see,
makes you feel old.
No, not really.
Makes me feel old.
Pigs and cows and dwagons.
Pigs, cows, and dwagons.
Pigs and cows and dwagons. Oh my. What is our opinions of Cotton Eye Joe by Rednecks? Tony, you want to take that one?
I like that song.
It's okay.
I have, I think, 2 versions of it. Although one of them starts off kind of annoying because whoever made the remix of it, they decided that they wanted to have it be like in the beginning of it. I don't know what the fuck anybody thinks when they do that kind of shit. Like that beginning of Paige's theme, I hate that with a passion. I actually edited that out of the version that I have.
Pretty sure I have 2 versions of the song, but one of them is also called Old Poppin' an Oak. You ever hear that? It's like the other hit song that Rednecks had. It's called like Old Poppin' an Oak, but it's basically the exact same thing as Cotton Eye Joe. Like you ever hear of like you know how like bands like they'll always try to like follow up for their hit and be like ridiculous. Like this is like such blatant ripping off of their one hit. Like it's just like oh poppin' an oak, oh poppin' an oak.
If it hadn't been for poppin' an oak,
basically.
I'd still be singing Cotton Eye Joe. Who the fuck are Rednecks anyway? Like I don't follow bands at all. Well, so to me, it's like, you know, I'll hear a song, I'll be like, that song's awesome, and it's by a person that I don't know. That's why I didn't know who the fuck Wiz Khalifa is. I don't even know if I like any Wiz Khalifa songs.
Well, the thing is, Rednecks isn't even actually a band. It's just like a collective of people, and it's pretty much changed all throughout the history of it. So, like, and it's
a producer.
They just survive on playing Cotton Eye Joe everywhere. And they've actually had a pretty lucrative career. I guess they're actually really popular over in Europe. Maybe Wago could testify in that. I guess they're much bigger over there.
I would think in the South.
Sure.
No, because they're house music.
Well, the Rednecks.
They are, but it's like their gimmick is that they're house music that has like, you know, fiddles and shit. And like house music is huge over there.
They're fiddling around, dabbling in some music like Jericho.
Yeah, that.
Black and Yellow.
All right, anything else? Chat room?
I hate that song. Now I know I hate Wiz Khalifa.
The pros and cons of chronic masturbation.
Con, carpal tunnel.
Pros. You get to
Isn't it obvious?
There you go.
Don't you become a pro at that point too?
All right, anything else, chat room? Come on. Couple more minutes here. We only got to fill 52 minutes and 50 seconds of show here. World is listening to you. Silent Wind of Doom. It's on you.
Yeah, you prick.
You know what we can do? We can make a prank phone call.
Cool. An impromptu all talk show.
So we're dipping into the other show's fucking material.
We did that here first. What the fuck?
No, we didn't.
Yes, we did.
We did. Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah, remember Papa Lou? Fucking asshole.
Yeah. You're gonna start doing ask him and everything.
What the fuck, Tony? Why are you dipping into that show's fucking material for the old talk show?
Asshole.
You prick.
Hey, I'm not the one who brought it up. It was Caroline who wanted to call the hookers.
Well, she was looking for a job, you know. No, we're not going back to the hookers. I think this is the point where we start wrapping things up, guys. It's been a fun show, but I think it's just going to be a even bigger train wreck if we keep trying to go here. So with that, let's let the guys talk here about what they got going on in their lives outside of here. Wago?
You're letting the guys talk. All right.
I thought you were doing a Howard Finkel introduction. Guys.
All right, for all your MMA needs, check out UDMMA, udmma.com, facebook.com/UDMMA, and twitter.com/UDMMA. Also, check out Wago Rants for more information on that. Go to my Twitter at SteveWago or StephenWago.com, and it'll link you to the iTunes and everywhere else you can get that. Also, check out Addicted to Anime, which is monthly here on Megapowers Radio. For more information on that, check it out on Facebook, facebook.com/AddictedAnimeFans.
Hey, Tony.
Hey.
Plugs.
Cool. All right. All talk show. We might do an episode tomorrow, maybe later on this week. I don't know. Kind of depends on if you guys bug us or if we feel like it, or both. But pay attention to facebook.com/alltalkshow, and that's where we're going to announce if we decide to do an episode. That'll be up on YouTube, iTunes, Stitcher, blah, blah, blah. smarkoutmomo.com for all your wrestling stuff. Find that on iTunes, Stitcher, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, etc. Bleacher Report. Fanboysanonymous.com. Go back and check all the stuff for that kind of stuff because it's all basically the same over and over and over again. We just went through that 24-hour gaming marathon where we raised $1,300 for charity. Woo! More so, I should say that Dace did because I didn't really do anything in that. It was
No, we did it. We all did it. It was a team effort. Yep. I can put it on my IMDb.
That is something that I think Dace might be putting some highlights up sometime soon, which one of them might involve him throwing a shoe at somebody that we find annoying.
Oh, was it the bitch?
Yeah.
Awesome. Fuck that bitch.
That's right before she hit left. So, I don't know. Just pay attention to everything else. A Mango Tree and Tony Mango related. You guys should have the links by now. And if you go to any of the links that I had mentioned, you will find links to all the other ones.
All right, folks. You know, I have lots of stuff always going down. To keep down what's going on with me, follow me on Twitter at MRPADEN. That's Mr. Paden on Twitter. And if you enjoyed this show this evening, please join us every single Monday night following the conclusion of Raw. We're here at megapowersradio.com for the most interactive post-Raw experience available. We want you joining us every single week. But if you can't make it, we like to make the show easily available in archive means. It's on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, YouTube, and smarkoutmoment.com, where you can find lots of awesome wrestling content of all types, including, what the hell you got on there? Show results, original editorials, pictures of naked divas, whatever the hell you're looking for, they're on there.
Yeah. All that shit.
Divas, yeah.
The fuck was
that? Is that true?
Is that true?
It's me. Hi.
All right, Drew. Well, how nice of you to show up just in time for us to be going off the fucking air.
I was hoping you noticed, like, hey, Drew, do your plugs. And I just randomly go into it. It's like, oh, nothing out of the ordinary here. Just some plugs.
All right, good night, folks.